Today, my guest is Tamairo Moutry, CEO, real estate broker in 4 states, private money broker, and founder of Nationwide Private Lending. Tamairo, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. If we just want to
Mm.
hop right into it, why don't you give us a little bit of background and clarity, kind of your personal professional journey?
Well, I came from the teaching arena. I used to be an elementary school teacher, and I had a child with behavioral issues. So that's what landed me in the real estate profession. Actually, my oldest brother, was in prison at the time, and he was the one who actually told me that I should get into real estate. At the time, I did not know what I was doing and how, and I just decided that I would learn everything I could about the subject. So through research, education, knowledge, and learning through the internet as well as Facebook groups, YouTube, I kind of found my way that way. I did not have a mentor, so I'm completely self-taught.
That's amazing to hear. Can I ask how young you were when this all began?
This all began probably when I was at the age of 27 or 28, because by the time I became 32 years old, I retired from corporate America, from the teaching arena, and I left with 50 doors of real estate at the time. And then I opened a mortgage company.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about opening that mortgage company.
Well, what happened was I was on a break from my teaching career because we have the time frame during the summer where we have a break. And as I had the uh, real estate doors, I decided I wanted to do something more than that as a backup, because in the back of my mind, I said I never did really have a plan B. Plan A had to work. So I just decided to start adding multiple income streams as I went on, and I decided to learn about being a mortgage loan originator. So I went with one lady shop. Prior to that, I worked with a brand new company and it didn't work out so well. And I was introduced to another lady who worked from home, and she was her own mortgage broker. And she decided to have me come on to her firm, and I was with her for a year, and then after that, I started my own mortgage company, and I had it open for about 3.5 years before the market crashed in 2008, and I had to close it.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
on that topic, how did you kinda navigate that whole situation with the market crash? Like, how did it impact you personally, your business, everything like that?
Well, it put me in a position where I couldn't really do the types of loans that I wanted to do anymore, but I was one of the smarter ones because everybody around that time was flying high. I mean, there were a lot of people who did a lot of things that I didn't do, which was burn through all of my money, because I guess everybody thought that the money was going to continue to keep coming. And it wasn't that I thought that way. It was that I did a good job of saving my money. So instead of me, spending and spending, I was a saver. So when that did happen, I had a lot of money put up, and I decided that I would, go ahead and start buying and flipping properties and taking advantage of the market myself and teaching others how to do the same. It wasn't until 2010 that I started liquidating my real estate portfolio, and by 2018, I started all over again from scratch with the buy and hold. And from 2018 to 2022, I was back up to 41 doors
Okay.
with using different real estate investment strategies to get there, because I was not using the bank.
Mhm. So I wanted to ask, because so many years of experience, so many years of ups and downs, would you say that the market crash was your biggest challenge in your career, or was it something entirely different?
I could say that, but none of it I really call a huge challenge. What I call it is a lesson.
Mm,
And it's just a part of my story that I understood that things do happen in the real estate field, and you need to have a way to be able to bounce back from that. I'm glad that I still had it on my mind that this was still a plan A only, and that there was no plan B. And all I did is just kept on adding additional income streams that were real estate related to my empire so that I could continue to keep moving forward in my journey.
that's amazing. Tell me a little bit more about the empire that you have. Do you have a lot of employees that work for you, or is it kinda just like you said, you taught yourself everything? Are you kinda still self-sufficient? Like, how is that looking now?
It's a little bit of everything. It's just what you said. but I have added staff. I own and operate a one-stop shop concierge service for mainly real estate investors. I serve everyone, but my main niche is working with real estate investors. So, with that in mind, I have created a workflow and a team. And part of it is my husband being on that back end to service the landlords as well as the tenants when they have tenant complaints. Because once the investors, I work with a lot of out of state investors, I pull them into a program where I help them to scale their real estate portfolios. And in doing so, I stay on for property management for them. And my husband is the glue that holds that part of the business together.
That was kinda leading into my next question. I was gonna
Oh,
ask because you have so many properties, you're opening in so many states. I mean, obviously, you have an amazing empire, and your ethic just by your portfolio is amazing, but is working, like, with your husband, is that kinda what's really working for you right now? Like, is there a new phase that you're going through? There's been ups and downs in your businesses, like you said, but what is really working for you, like, at this moment?
I am so glad that you asked that question because I think what you're about to hear from me at this point is extremely profound. And what I have had happen to me is that I've been a person for a long time, and I think you may have picked up on that. That I'm a person that is used to wearing all the hats, doing everything for my entire self and my entire being, and never delegating duties like I really should be. Because, from my understanding, I've been trying to get myself mentally prepared for that, which is delegating duties. And I'm happy to say that I have evolved and I now have an assistant, a consistent assistant that is working every day for me to take a lot off of my plate, and it's been working out extremely well. I have hired agents to work at my multiple firms. I'm very small in that respect because I am not looking for people to for me to have to do a lot with all of the time, although that may change. My recruitment may change. I do have 4 firms in 4 states. That's Georgia, Florida, Wisconsin, and Illinois. And one of the recruitment tools that I use to obtain getting agents to my firm is that I'm also a real estate instructor in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm able to offer the real estate course to potential realtors, have them pass the course, and that's a way that I can hire them to come on to my real estate brokerage.
So, yeah, that's what you're saying is working very well right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Finally being able to hire people, help get some stuff off your plate. I totally get it though, wanting to do everything yourself sometimes if you don't do it yourself, it doesn't get done.
Right, it just makes me feel like, no one can do it like me, but I have to be totally honest with you, I would be wrong as 2 left shoes to say that I'm great at everything. You can't be great at everything, and a lot of people need to realize that, including myself. My assistant is a lot better than me in a lot of different areas as far as the marketing pieces and a lot of the, displays that she does for me, my videos and my flyers and all types of advertising and things that she does for me on social media. I can't say I'm the best at that. I can say that she's the best at that, better, much better than I am. So it has also opened my eyes to partnering with other individuals and bringing even more staff on to take care of other things that I'm doing in my businesses so that I can attract and retain very good staff that can handle all of the things that I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great response to that. So, I wanna ask also, I feel like you have just so much insights. What advice would you have if someone's looking to break into the market, or what would you give advice new investors or brokers in today's market?
Well, one of the things that I think that is extremely important is that they have the right real estate professionals that they're working with. Part of the big issue here is a lot of people who are real estate professionals thinks that working with investors only entails you actually having you to send them a property and going and doing a showing and opening the door and writing an offer. And unfortunately, that's not the way it works. You have to be knowledgeable and be able to provide value to your investors, getting them to understand that you understand what the acronym ARV stands for, learning how to bring good deals to the table for these investors, making sure you get them to understand what a bad deal is, what a money pit deal is, and how to navigate with different types of strategies being learned for them to be able to scale their real estate portfolios because that's one of the things that I do. I coach, mentor, and train seasoned and newbie real estate investors to get them to understanding how to get funding. I offer the funding. I am able to do agency loans as well as the DSCR loans and the fix and flipping. They need to understand all of those loan products. They need to be able to understand, again, what is a bad deal, what's a good deal. They need to be able to understand that they have to let their investors know when it's a bad deal and also provide knowledge to them beyond writing an offer because that's just not going to get it today.
And this mentorship you're talking about, is it how does that work? Is it like a program that someone signs up for? Do they come to you? Do you go to them?
Yes. Yes. So I do a lot of organic outreach and it's working very particularly well because people are watching my social media pages. So I haven't done a lot of paid advertising. I'm not saying that I won't do that. It's not that I'm being cheap about it, but my Facebook inbox, it stays pretty full daily from investors as well as first timers and different strokes for different folks, but lots of influencers and people don't like people to DM them, but I'm totally different. I welcome the DMs. I welcome people to reach out to me for me to help them.
Mhm.
So again, I know that a lot of people are really structured in the way that they're doing things and how they're attracting and retaining leads. But I think once you do a good job of providing good content on social media, and making sure that you're reaching out to the people who really are looking for the information that you're putting out there. I think that you can do really well with bringing in people who are in that niche and you'll be able to help them based on that. They're also watching all of the things that I'm doing and what I've done with other people. And I have testimonials and I have receipts. People always want to talk about receipts and my business, since I've been doing this for the last 21 years, there's no reason to say that I wouldn't be someone that would be knowledgeable enough in the field to be able to coach, mentor, or train anyone. And I came from the teaching arena, so it works quite well.
I'm sure it's natural, feels good. Yeah,
Yes.
love that. I kinda wanna pivot into a new topic on merging technology and AI in the real estate world. We've been talking to some lending agents, real estate brokers, and I'd love to hear your insights on where you think AI implementation can impact this field or even your company, and where do you see that going in the next, like, 6 to 12 months?
Well, I can be honest with you and tell you that, I have been using AI with pretty much just kind of helping me and getting ideas and getting ways of trying to bring more quality lead generation in, even though, like I said, I'm primarily doing a referral business as well as getting out in the community and things like that. But as far as AI is concerned, AI is actually putting us in a position where our assistants and things, they're doing things a lot quicker than our assistants would, or they're doing a lot more volume of types of things that can be done because they're making phone calls. AI is actually streamlining things for us. It's actually helping with real estate listings. It's able to do a lot of things that we probably wouldn't want to do so that we can actually focus on our sales and our outreach in the community, as I was just speaking about.
So are you looking for do you think it's gonna keep emerging in the real estate market and lending companies and brokerages are gonna start using it more?
I definitely think that they are only because of all the extra workload that it provides. It helps out with the tasks that you're already doing. Again, unfortunately, AI is a lot smarter than we are, is providing a lot more insight into our business lives. It's providing a lot more lead generation tools, even it's not even just in real estate, it's in actually everything that we do now. But as far as real estate is concerned, again, it can do tasks that our assistants would do. And of course, the other thing is once you start paying for these services, you'll realize that more than likely the AI is going to be the cheaper route to go. So with people having to pay people to do things, AI is not going to call in sick.
Yeah.
AI is not going to need to take a break. AI is not going to need a
Vacation.
2-week vacation and the same
Yeah.
thing. So Those are the things that I'm talking about that really make a difference and why I see that it's going to totally change the entire trajectory of not just real estate, but many other professions out there.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally agree, and I love that insight. I think it's definitely on the way as well. Just wrapping up here, is there any last words of advice? Anyone that, maybe they're interested in real estate or doing kinda something along the same path? Just any last words?
Well, my last words are that I'm getting ready to open my fifth real estate company in Alabama.
Wow.
And this has been quite a ride. I'll say that for many people who think that they're unable to do this, if I can, you can. There are systems that you need to have in place to be able to do this. It only takes one property for you to take off. I just want to mention the way that I actually got into here is by using my first property that I had that had equity in it. So I'm sharing this with everybody who thinks that they can't get into the business. If they're already a homeowner, they're already one step ahead. They're able to pull equity out of that property. And with them pulling equity out of that property, I was able to pull it out twice. And I ended up with about $68,000 when I did that. And with that $68,000, I mean, hey, the rest is history. I
Yeah,
was able to scale from there.
that's amazing advice. Thank you so much for coming on today. I think we had an amazing conversation.
Thank you for having me, and I'll be happy to come on again if you would like.
Of course. Thank